Maybe send him
Uh, Hi there, this is Dante with Rangers of Wrestling, bringing your AEW Fyter Fest Night 2 review, and I am joined by my co-host, the one, the only, CR21.
yo. What's up, everybody? We're here live.
Yes, we're here live. All right. So, of course, Fyter Fest started off with Chris Jericho versus Shawn Spears. And remember, Shawn Spears was able to use the chair, but Chris Jericho couldn't. What were your thoughts on this match?
I thought it was a pretty good match. Good opening match. It was a great slobber knocker.
A slobber
Very
knocker?
good.
You love this. You love
Yeah, I
to
loved
see it.
it. You love to see it, pal.
All right. And we are joined by the biggest AEW mark that I know, Britt J. Rasmussen.
AEW. Yo, we have stuff to talk about before we even get into this goddamn show. We can't even talk about this show right now. So first, Fightful has pretty much said that CM Punk is in heavy talks with AEW. It has not been signed. There is no pen to paper to that. And then apparently during this show, like literally probably about maybe half an hour ago, according to bodyslam.net, this is apparently exclusive and everyone's talking about this. Daniel Bryan has signed with AEW. So pretty much, let's see. What?
It's not Brian. It's not Daniel Bryan. That's fake news. It's
Brian Danielson.
Brian Danielson. Okay.
But his merch. Let's see. This is what the article says. Quote, Daniel Bryan's last match with WWE took place back on April 30th of SmackDown when he lost to Roman Reigns in a championship versus career match. It was then reported that Daniel Bryan's WWE contract had expired May 4th of 2021. There has been lots of speculation as to what the future holds for the former WWE champion, as it was reported earlier this week via PW Insider that there was no merchandise or action figure plans in place for Bryan within WWE for the remainder of the year. This led many to believe that Bryan will not be returning to the WWE. In an update as to the future of Bryan Danielson, aka FKA Daniel Bryan, a source I have spoken to has told me that he is, quote, locked in and has 100% already signed a contract with AEW. In addition, I was told that Danielson was wanting to work less dates for comparable money. He wanted the ability to be able to work in Japan and wanted to have creative input on his character, which he got. There are also tentative plans already in place for Danielson's AEW debut. So yeah. And that's Cassidy Haynes of bodyslam.net. So yes, this is. So for me personally, I need to go ahead and fix this. I need to I don't know why my camera is not on. Okay, whatever. For me, this is kind of like. So for me, I'm trying to make sure I can get my words put together. I do believe that this is true because if this wasn't the case, no one would be talking about it, and everyone's talking about it. Fightful is doing their podcast; they're talking about it.
Hold on. Somebody has background noise on.
It's not me. I know that.
Oh, it's CR.
Yeah, it was CR. You need to fix that, man. So. Oh man, dude, your mic is cutting in and out, bro.
Oh, muted himself. Just keep going.
So for me, I very much, because everyone's talking about it, I can see that, and because this broke before the main event next week at Fight for the Fallen, Tony Khan has a big announcement to make at Fight for the Fallen. Now, I was listening to Fightful's review of AEW before I got on here, and Shawn said that announcement may be.
I said major live event announcement. not.
Oh, it did.
major.
Okay. Well, still,
Yeah.
Okay. Well, still, I'm excited for that regardless. I think that could be another stadium. That could be that they could be going to LA. Like they wanted, because I remember them talking about that they want to. I believe they like, because isn't there a new like arena or whatever?
SoFi.
How big is that place?
I don't know. I haven't been to it. I have not been to this new stadium.
So it's called SoFi?
Mm-hmm.
SoFi Stadium. I want to go ahead and quickly look this. SoFi Stadium. Capacity. It would be the capacity of SoFi Stadium. Oh, that's huge. That's like 70,000 to 100,000. Dang.
Oh wow.
That's huge. Okay. Because I know that WWE wants to do the next WrestleMania there.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
So
yeah. Go ahead.
So this is like, this week has just been crazy with news. John Cena being back, Goldberg being back, Keith Lee being back, and then all of this. We haven't even gotten into who else is showing up on AEW.
Well, we would get to it as soon as we jump into the review.
But this is huge, and like CM Punk, like I would not be surprised. Like at all.
I still think this is going to be the ultimate heel move. I think that at All Out, I think that CM Punk's music, Cult of Personality, is going to play, but it's not going to be CM Punk. Hold on. It's going to be MJF wearing a CM Punk shirt. You know, he's going to come out saying that it's clobbering time, of course. He's going to probably come out to the ring, diss Chicago, diss CM Punk, and then that's when you get the actual CM Punk, you know, to come out and attack him.
But that would be with the Jericho MJ, because what we're building to is Jericho v MJF pretty much at All Out. Because I looked at the calendar, we have about 6 weeks after this week. So we have about 6 weeks before All Out, including the Dynamite, the go-home show of All Out. So,
yeah. Well, I mean, that was just a suggestion. I don't know. I just think it'd be kind of corny if they're just like, please welcome, and then CM Punk's music comes out.
No. It would be
I want it to be like a legit surprise.
It would be like when Sting showed up at Winter is Coming. It would be like when Jericho attacked Omega at All In, because the match was Penta versus Omega, and then Omega won, and then the lights went dark, and then Jericho was dressed up as Penta, and then he took off the mask and revealed it was him, because he did a code breaker on him. Yeah. It would be like when at All Out 2019 when Santana and Ortiz showed up. Like it would be a surprise. It would not be like it would not be like Paul White or Christian Cage. This would very much be this would be a surprise stuff. This and Bryan Danielson are huge. Yeah.
All right. So now that we've talked about that, we were talking about the first match, Chris Jericho versus Shawn Spears. What were your thoughts on this?
Oh, I got tons of stuff to talk about this. Okay.
I told them in the chat. I was like, I bet I can hear Britt marking out all the way over here.
Shawn Spears, the best wrestler.
I have 4 pages of notes for this show.
God dang! I have one. You did more note taking than I did. I'm the queen of notes.
Because I write down everything. I would do this for WWE.
3.5.
Oh, if WWE was like, this was all good. This was all good stuff. So anyway, so we have the 5 Flavors of Jericho, Chapter 1, which is Chris Jericho versus Shawn Spears, where in this one, only Shawn can use a chair, can use chairs while Jericho cannot, and MJF is on commentary. This match was great.
I really like this match.
The crowd was super hot. It opens with Jericho coming out, of course, because that's how you start a show. And I loved it. So like you have pretty much like Shawn dropped his chair, Jericho went to pick it up. This was a great spot where Shawn dropped his chair, Jericho went to go pick it up, and then Aubrey took the chair away from Jericho. That was great. Let's see. I love that the classic Jericho was and Shawn are on the outside, and Jericho grabs the camera and was like, hey, look at the crowd, look at me. Yeah. I love that spot. What else? We got MJ. We had an insecurity that was. I love MJF on commentary because Jericho did an insecurity on Shawn, and he said that it was a cheap shot. I loved it. Pretty much when we there was a count. Let's see. Yeah, so Aubrey Aubrey does her I think it was they were on the outside. She was like going for the 10 count. And MJF says, quote, "That was a slow count from Aubrey." Shawn goes for a chair shot. Jericho counters with the walls of Jericho. And when so the ending spot is Jericho goes into the walls and gets him locked in, and Shawn cannot escape. Tully then goes onto the goes to the end of the rope, so he gets onto the side of the ring, which then distracts the ref. And then when that is happening, you see Shawn Spears tapping out, and then Sammy Guevara comes down to stop Tully. And then while Shawn is in the walls, he then grabs the chair that is near him and hits Jericho to then put Shawn into the C4, which is his finish. So Shawn does the C4 on Jericho, which I thought was the finish, but it wasn't. It was Jericho got out of 3. Shawn then goes for another C4 to the top rope. So he has Jericho in the C4, and he grabs another chair that was positioned on top of one of the corners of the ring. Which then Jericho counters it, throws Shawn into one of the chairs on the other side of the ring that was positioned in between the ropes earlier in the match, throws him into that. He hits that. Shawn then still gets up. Jericho Judas affects him. 1, 2, 3. Oh, so good. So
and
good.
And then we got to talk about what happens at the end.
Oh, my God. Okay, so at the end...
Nick Gage, we found out it's going to be Chris Jericho versus Nick Cage next week. Hold on, let's see her go.
Let's go.
Sierra, what are your thoughts on that?
Let's go. I'm hyped. It's going to be brutal. It's going to be very extreme. So I can't wait for that match.
Yeah, I know. Have you ever watched the Nick Cage match? CR, sorry.
Wow.
Sorry.
Can't put me in the spot like that. No, I've heard of them, but I've never watched a match of them. But it still should be good.
There we go.
I've heard of him too, but I've never seen his matches.
You know, Brett has.
I know, Brett. What are your thoughts on this?
Oh, Nick Gage. Well, I have seen a few of his matches. I am. Okay, so how this happened is MJF is on commentary. He just gets out of the table, and he is pretty much all right. Fine. The next labor of Jericho is going to be against someone who is King of the Death Match, who stabbed someone in the neck, who robbed a bank or robbed a convenience store without a mask, and he goes in a no DQ match. It's Nick Gage. Nick Gage has a theme, like AEW posted the whole Nick Gage's theme right on their YouTube channel, and I'm losing my mind, going, holy crap! It's Nick freaking Gage. And Nick Gage is in AEW. Now, it's not. This is very much, I believe, like a one-off, that kind of thing. Kind of like where, what's his face? He's from Ring of Honor. He's like one of the big guys. The Inner Circle had him fight. I think it was Mox.
Wardlow? No. Warhorse.
No, that was, I can't remember. It wasn't Warhorse. Warhorse came from he didn't get it was when Moxley was trying to get to the Inner Circle. I can't remember his name. Off the top of my head, I can look it up. But yeah, so this is only chapter 2. So we're gonna get pretty much a Nick Gage death match between him and Jericho.
Oh, Shitorino says Jeff Cobb.
Jeff Cobb, thank you. There we go. Thank you. Jeff Cobb, that was it. Yeah, and Jeff Cobb's great. That match was awesome. So yeah, we're gonna get Nick Gage versus Jericho at Fight for the Fallen, where it's a charity show veteran. I believe it's veterans who have fallen, and everything. And we're gonna get a death match out of this. So,
Yeah.
hi, ooh, I couldn't handle it. I can't. It's oh my god. This I love this. You can keep going, but like this was amazing.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so I didn't take notes on the Miro segment, but I'm sure you did, right?
I mean, like, this was another fantastic promo from Miro. Pretty much, it went through the history of the TNT title. So, as he's talking, it shows Cody winning his belt, and then Brody winning his belt, and then Cody getting it back, and then Darby winning it. And it's pretty much him, where he's pretty much saying that Miro, at Homecoming, he's going to defend his title because he's God's favorite champion, and he's pretty much like, no one can stop me. Which is going to be great. They're already leading like Homecoming. They've already announced another amazing match that I cannot wait for. That they're building to, which is Malachi Black versus Cody. Oh God, it's heaven and hell. It's like WrestleMania 25, where you had heaven, which is Shawn Michaels, and hell, which is Undertaker. The whole premise of this is Malachi Black is hell and Cody is heaven, because they showed the promo and it was cut in half, and it will. Oh God, it's so good. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I could tell. Alrighty then. So after that Miro segment, we had Doc Gallows versus Frankie Kazarian. This, to me, it seemed like it was a very quick match, honestly. Hold on. CR, go first. What are your thoughts on this match? Did you think it was a quick match?
It was a pretty solid match. I wasn't really into it, but for what we got, it was pretty good. But yeah, it definitely wasn't as short as you were saying.
Yeah, very short. But of course, the big talking point is what happened after. There was a post-match assault. He got the Magic Killer. Then Kenny Omega comes out, right? Kenny Omega comes out. And then Hangman Page comes out. And of course, they still don't touch. They still don't touch.
Good. They should never.
That's good to tell them.
Even in the elimination match,
both Omega and Hangman had good work rate tonight.
Oh God,
Hangman and Omega should never ever be able to go against each other in that elimination match. Like, as I think I said, I in that match at Fight for the Fallen next week, it's going to be the 5-on-5 versus the 10-man tag match between the Elite and the Dark Order, and. Like the way that I would fantasy book this is that I would have Kenny. The only time that Kenny may even touch Hangman would be that he would go for a pin. So either I believe it's the Bucks and the Good Brothers and Omega versus pretty much the 5 who showed up to defend Adam, which was Evil Uno, Stu Grayson, John Silver, and Alex Reynolds. The way I would do this is that someone from the Elite, I would probably Gallows, have him pretty much get offense or whatever, but Gallows is the one that was able to kind of get him over. Hangman gets the pin from Omega, and he's the first one out. So then the Dark Order has to fight from behind, and I would then have it be probably. I don't even know how you would do this, because I would probably be Omega, but for this, mind you, this is where you can have your champion lose, because we're building to the two matches.
Omega and the Young Bucks are definitely losing that one.
Mm-hmm.
They're losing.
The story is building to Dark Order versus Bucks and Hangman versus Omega at All Out. That's what we're building to. Yeah.
So, CR, what did you think of Hangman coming out and the Dark Order coming out?
We missed the entire match.
Hold on, I'll be back, you guys.
Oh yeah,
continue, CR.
All right, well let's talk about this. Let's talk about this Kaz match. Let's talk about Kazarian versus Gallows. Because this was a good match. This was a fantastic match, and it had This is very much like it's Kazarian the Elite Hunter versus Doc Gallows, and it was great. You have pretty much the Good Brothers come out with the Impact tag belts that they won at Slammiversary. And pretty much like in the beginning, you have Gallows pretty much looking ridiculously strong. Kaz is putting up a good fight, but Gallows is definitely like the bigger guy. He's throwing him around. And Kaz on the outside gets clotheslined by Carl Anderson while the ref doesn't see. I think he's dealing with Gallows or whatever. And then Kaz rakes Gallows' eyes during later in the match. Gallows has Kaz in a chokehold, and in order to get out, Kazarian pretty much rakes his eyes in order to get out. But then later on, you have Carl pretty much grabs Kaz. He gets out, but then Gallows pretty much Carl Anderson was trying to grab Kazarian, but then he dodges it.
Well, you're talking about the whole match?
Yes.
Yeah, Tilla.
Yes.
Wow.
We gotta review every single thing of AEW.
Yes.
We don't really talk about the whole match. We just talk about like some spots and like whether we liked it or not.
I would talk. Well, the thing is that I would
Tilla, it's AEW
NXT or SmackDown or even Raw. I would still talk about some of the best spots in the match. Just the thing is that these matches have a ton of amazing spots. Because you have Carl tries to grab Kaz, and then Gallows does his pop-up power bomb, and then that's what gives Gallows the win. And then you have Good Brothers beat up Kaz. Kenny Omega comes out with Dawn. I love one of the best lines during that ending before the Dark Order comes out is that Kenny Omega calls him like, oh well, it looks like the Hunter has now become and then Don Callis has to whisper into his ear what it is, and he goes, "Oh yeah, the Hunter has become the hunted." I love it. I love the heel work that all of them are doing. It's fantastic. And then the Dark Order showing up. It's fantastic. I love it. Hands down, this is the best story in wrestling. Whoa. Yes, it is.
Slow down. Evolution is the best storyline in professional wrestling. Evolution, number one.
Okay, you Mark. All right, dude.
Sierra's gonna say that.
I'm aware because he's a massive mark for Eva Marie, but whatever. But this was a fantastic match.
Yes, definitely. Definitely. All right. So then after this, we have Wheeler Yuta versus Darby Allin. This also to me was a good match. One of my favorite moments in this match actually happened outside of the ring when Sting and Orange Cassidy were copying each other. I should say Sting was copying Orange Cassidy. What are your thoughts on this, Sierra?
Oh yeah, it was great. It was pretty good.
I'll be back.
I'm happy Darby Allin managed to be on the card for tonight again. So that was very good to see. And the match was pretty good. Love to see it.
This match, well, mind you, before this, we actually had an interview with Brian Cage. Before we get to that, Brian Cage got interviewed, and pretty much it was a message from Taz saying that at Fighter for the Fallen, there will be a celebration for Ricky Starks as the new FTW champion. And then Brian Cage pretty much said, well, I know how to party. I will definitely be there. He pretty much is he's going to be there to ruin this party, and I am looking forward to Brian getting his revenge on Team Taz for what they did to screw him out of the FTW belt. But Wheeler Yuta versus Darby Allin. Really, this was a great exhibition match. This was a really good exhibition match. And through the match, Darby is selling his pretty much the coffin match from last week, which is great. He has the tape on the ribs and all that kind of thing. And AEW crowds are just, I love how over everyone is.
All right, I'm back.
Everyone is just so over. I love it. We get some great chain wrestling. We get a massive Hurricanrana from Darby on to Wheeler. And then the best spot, which you brought up, was pretty much after that Hurricanrana, both of the Wheeler and Darby are laid out on the ring, And during the time, you have Sting and Orange staring down at each other. I'm like, oh my god, what is happening? And
That was great.
And then you have the super kicks. You have the it was great. I loved it.
Good way to put him over.
Orange Cassidy is ridiculously over. Sting, everyone in really the person that they're kind of like they're kind of like, here's the new guy, is Wheeler Yuta, which he's good. I've seen his matches on Dark. Like I like this. This was definitely a good match, and they used Darby to even put him over even more, which is great. And then we pretty like I hope to God I would love to see Sting versus Orange Cassidy at like sometime down the line at All Out or whatever. But I would love to see an Orange Cassidy versus Sting match. And then Darby goes for the coffin drop. He gets the win, but then Blade comes out, attacks Orange Cassidy with the brass knuckles, which lays him out, which then kind of leads into the match that's going to happen later on, which was great. This kind of put Blade up onto the level where Orange Cassidy would be, because if Orange Cassidy was at 100% with the way he's been booked, with the matches he's had, Orange Cassidy would definitely be like, oh yeah, this is going to be an easy match. It would like, it's going to be Orange Cassidy v Blade, and it's going to be like, he's going to win hand over fist. But with the brass knuckles of that, you kind of have, now he's damaged. Like he now has to like recuperate in, not even an hour, like near the end of the show, to do this match. And it was great. I love it.
Yeah.
And
all right.
So
after that, we had the women's championship match between Nyla Rose and Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. She's my role model, by the way. I mean, she's a dentist and a wrestler. How could she not be a role model?
Eva Marie's also a role model too.
Okay, let's not talk about Eva Marie for right now, because this is AEW. See her?
I don't care.
I really like this match. Nyla was actually destroying Britt Baker. That diving knee drop, oof, ouch, for that one. Did you catch Dr. Britt Baker doing the curb stomp? Anybody?
That was amazing. I love that.
Yeah.
Too. I love it.
And of course, they were in Texas, so they had to pay tribute to none other than Latino heat.
Oh,
they had to.
So first, before we get to the ending, Britt Baker is so ridiculously over. I love it. And so pretty much you have all the knees and stuff but one of the best spots before all of that. So pretty much, what was it? Britt goes for a crucifix pin on Nyla, which pretty much the ref counted it 2. It totally was a 3 count. Like that was totally a 3 count, but I don't think Nyla kicked out or something happened. I don't really know.
You're saying it was a botch, maybe?
I think so, but that was like what happened is you had chain wrestling and power moves from Nyla and so on and so on. But then Britt goes for the crucifix pin. Ref counts to 2, but it was totally a 3. Like the crowd goes 1, like every single time throughout this entire show. The crowd is counting with the refs and everything. I love that. But yeah, they counted to 3, and everyone's like, "It's 3! It's 3! That was 3! That was 3!"
Yeah.
And it was great. So then, like this match also had to all right, we need to get the crowd back, because then because even then I could understand why the crowd was like, well, that was 3. Why isn't that the finish? So they had to quickly round them back in, which they did. And AEW crowds are actually very forgiving. It's proven with their shows. It's proven with I've been in the crowd also. AEW crowds are I have found
we've
are
both
pretty
been in the
forgiving.
crowd. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I know. I am aware. So in the ending, so it goes, Nyla goes for the Beast Bomb. Britt counters, then Britt goes for the lockjaw. Nyla counters. And then you're just doing near falls and near falls. You have 2 curb stomps from Britt. You have a massive elbow to Britt from Nyla. Which then the ref is pretty much going to do a double count out. Rebel stops that. Britt, and then so when that has happened, when the ref is dealing with a Rebel, Britt is like, all right, I'm gonna grab the belt, and she's gonna hit Nyla. So here's the baby face doing this, but this fits in her character because she's like I don't think anyone's gonna boo Britt Baker. Like, Britt kind of like in this would technically be heel versus heel, but because the characters are like, we know who the characters are, we are not going to boo Britt Baker, even though her character is pretty much a heel. She's kind of the baby face now. But I love it that she didn't change her character to be like the oh gosh, I am the plucky baby face. She's still Britt Baker, and I love that.
Yeah.
So she grabs the belt and about to hit Nyla, but then Nyla like gets it back, or she like attacks her or whatever. But she grabs the belt, and then the ref turns around. Before the ref turns around, she throws the belt at Britt. Britt grabs the belt, and Nyla's doing the classic Eddie Guerrero spot, which was fantastic. So that way the blame is on Britt. And then Nyla hits goes for the finish, hits the Beast Bomb, which I honestly thought that was going to be the 3 count, but Britt kicks out at 2 because the thing is in AEW, finishers matter. They have protected finishers. And then so Britt kicks out at 2, and I was losing my mind. And then Britt gets the lockjaw. And Nyla was like selling it. Like it wasn't a quick tap. She very much was like, I can't get out. Tap, 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 tap. Good match. Fantastic match. I love it.
Yeah. Yes, I definitely liked it. Of course. What about you, CR? You liked it too, right?
Hell yeah. It was a great match. And I'm glad that Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, is still your women's champion. Love to see it.
Okay. So next, let's move on to my favorite segment of the night.
More work rate?
No, it's not about work. Oh, yeah, it is. A little bit of work rate. Of course, Andrade, El Ídolo.
Whoa, hold on. Before that, did you see the FTR Santana Ortiz segment?
Yeah, I'm sure you took notes on that, though.
Mm-hmm. Took notes on everything.
Every single thing that happened on this show.
Yeah,
has notes by Brett.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Pretty much what you had, it was a press conference. You had Tony Schiavone pretty much setting up that they're going to do they're going to do their tag match at Fight for the Fallen, which is next week. So you have FTR with Tully and then Santana Ortiz, and pretty much FTR is pretty much talking about how they have worked so hard and how they got here and everything. And then Ortiz kind of comes back at them, pretty much talking about how they fought in the streets and that kind of thing. But I think Santana was the best one out of this. Santana pretty much stands up, grabs the mic, and he has pictures inside of his jacket. So he's showing him pictures like, this is a picture of me and my mom when I was 15. Here's a picture of and he said an S-word hole house that they lived in the Bronx.
In the Bronx.
And then he took out an article showing of how his mom would fight the slumlords, so that way they could have a better place to live. And Santana's I love the dynamic between Santana and Ortiz. Like, Santana's the serious one. He's the straight man too. Ortiz is kind of like crazy, and I love it.
Yeah.
And then it ends with the two of them. They don't attack each other, but they're pretty much like yelling at each other. And the refs, you have the refs and everyone come out to stop them. This was fantastic. This is building to that awesome tag match. That tag match is going to be awesome. And I really want Santana and Ortiz to win. I want them to win so badly. I know we had I believe who went over? I believe Jake Hager went over on Wardlow, I think, because that was why Shawn Spears then attacked them, and now we're getting this, and FTR is the best, and I love FTR, absolutely one of the best tag teams, period. Pretty much, again, it's another two of the best tag teams in wrestling, period, are going to fight each other. Oh, I cannot wait.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so then let's move on to my favorite segment of the night, which was Andrade El Ídolo segment.
Ídolo.
Holy cow. This segment,
This
Oh
was
my
probably
God.
this was probably
Wow.
my favorite too. This was probably my favorite too. This was
So he said he had a surprise. And the surprise was none other than Chavo. Yeah. Ooh, Chavo. And Chavo says he was surprised people remember him. Right? And then, of course, the Death Triangle comes out. And Pac says, who does Andrade think he is? Right?
Mm-hmm.
And then, basically, Andrade's telling the Lucha Brothers to join him. Oh my God, this segment, so great. Like, he's basically telling the Lucha Brothers to join him. He says it in Spanish. And then the Lucha Brothers say they're the real face of Latinos.
I love this.
Fake news.
I have to say, as a Latina, it warms my heart to see so much Latino talent.
It's great. Like, look,
this was my favorite segment of the show.
I'm a white boy from the Midwest, but like, God dang it, this was great. Andrade comes out, and mind you, he's just oozing charisma. I love it. And what did they have Chavo be? He is his executive, like, what, translator?
No, he's hold on, some of my notes. Official consultant.
Oh, okay, he's his official consultant. I love it. And Chavo, in my opinion, fits with him way better than Vicky does. I think Vicky is fine with Nyla because Nyla can kind of show off that power. Mind you, I don't even feel like Nyla needs Vicky, but it is nice to see Nyla and Vicky together. And I think it's the personalities fit where Vicky kind of being that annoying heel kind of doesn't work with Andrade's character. Where, like, I love Andrade, and I love it that he has his, like, assistant with him. It just kind of adds to his character, too. So, yeah, like, he announces Chavo. Oh, my God, I'm so happy that Chavo is here. Like, and this is how you utilize legends. Here's another, like, legend, an old guy who is going to be, he is kind of the translator. Not saying that Andrade needs it or whatever, but having that second mouthpiece, kind of like how Penta has Alex Abrahantes, is fantastic. Like, this works for Andrade. Having Chavo, having that, like, legacy of Chavo Guerrero, and everything with that, it's amazing. Detron comes out to interrupt it, and I loved it. All of, like, you have the crowd chanting Zero Miro, and I love the lines. This is what we got. So Chavo said they're all speaking in Spanish. And then Chavo, so it's Andrade speaking in Spanish to them, and so on and so on. And then Chavo goes and says to Pac, we all understand, but Pac, you only speak one language. And then
he
Andrade
said that's not to diss you or anything.
Yeah, not to diss you or anything. It was great. I love it.
Yeah.
And then Andrade, like, and as you said, Andrade wants only Penta and Phoenix. He didn't want the Death Triangle as a whole. He just wants Penta and Phoenix.
And then the Lucha Brothers say that Andrade's not even on their level.
Oh, it was great. Like
this definitely was like my favorite segment of the night. Like,
you have the
honestly.
line. You have the line from Pac who says Death Triangle is a team, a family. Phoenix then says we are the real face of the Latinos, as you said. And then Penta cuts his promo, and then Penta says, and everyone says that with Alex. And he said pretty much one of the lines was, why would we join you when you're not even on our level? Which you said that before too.
Yeah.
I love it. And then the refs come out to make sure that they don't, to make sure like, oh, no. Oh, so good. So amazingly good. I love
CR, final thoughts on this segment?
Oh, it was awesome, man. Chavo Guerrero and AEW. You love to see it, and I'm hyped to see this partnership with him and Andrade. It's going to be awesome.
Well, as a fellow Latino, what did you think of this segment?
It was good.
Yeah, just like
kind of like what you said.
So much talent, so much Latino talent. Way to represent.
Yep.
Next, we
and
got
those matches are going to be good.
Yeah, definitely. Next, we had the Blade versus Orange Cassidy.
Do you want to talk about the promos before that?
No, I didn't take notes on the promos before that. I know that Chris Jericho is coming back as a Painmaker.
Yeah, so that was actually, I believe, after the match. So pretty much before that, this is one of the things that I very much do enjoy that AEW is doing. One of the problems that AEW had in the past is that they wouldn't reference Dark, or like the only way they would is like you would have the results on the bottom where it would be like, here are the winners, here are the losers, the results from Dark and Dark Elevation. But what you had is that they said earlier in the night, which was at Dark, Margot Stunt gets attacked by Private Party and I believe Jack Evans. Oh no, and Helico, and then Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus, and Christian Cage come in to save them. And pretty much Christian Cage cuts a promo on it saying that next week, in a we want you. So it's going to be a 6-man tag between Jurassic Express. I'm sorry. Against Jurassic Express and Christian Cage versus the HFO, the Hardy Family Office. Oh, great. And then apparently next week, the Factory, specifically from the leader, Marshall, QT Marshall, he's going to apologize to Tony Schiavone because last week at Fyter Fest Night 1, he poured a smoothie on Tony Schiavone. So that's going to be some more heel work. That's going to be fun. And I'm glad that they're still utilizing the Factory, that it wasn't like, all right, you fuck Cody, you're done.
Yeah. Then we had the Bleed versus Orange Cassidy. What are your thoughts on this, CR?
It was okay. I just really don't care about the Blade like that, you know. Not even the crowd. But it was okay. It was like a good filler match, but the whole thing they did with Cassidy, that was great. Just a match, it wasn't as exciting as the other matches.
Yeah.
Why? I'm curious.
I don't know. There's something off about this match.
Like,
compared to the last ones?
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't really like this match either.
It was just there, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I disagree with, because mind you, there was story built into this match too. This wasn't just a random one-off match. There was story that, like, pretty much it's that Orange Cassidy has been messing with pretty much the whole Hardy Family Office has storylines in other places. Just here, it's Blade and Orange Cassidy in this part. And this was great. And it kind of like, I love it that Blade come out, you know, like you have Blade and Bunny, and then later in the match you had Chris Statlander to help Orange Cassidy. And I love that. I love all of that kind of stuff. As I said, like, maybe it is because like Blade, they haven't booked Blade as high, but like this was great. I don't need to see the same top guys every time. This is the best part about AEW. I'm not going to get Orange Cassidy next week. It's going to be, we got a 6-man tag, a 10-man tag. We got another crazy match booked for because of the ending. Like, you have some different stuff. And as I said, what they did is they wanted to put Blade, because Blade hasn't been booked to be as strong as Orange Cassidy. So that's why you had earlier in the night, that's why you had Blade come out with the brass knuckles. And this match was very much kind of, the ending of this match was based upon the brass knuckles that he had, which was great. There's a reason for that. And like you have like Blade feigning a knee injury and then comes out and runs around and kicks him. You have pretty much a great back and forth between these two wrestlers. And like you have like Allie, the bunny, continuously interrupting the ref and doing shenanigans, and that's when Chris Statlander shows up to stop her. And then like pretty much the ending of this match is Blade Bunny tries to mess with the ref to throw in the brass knuckles like she has done before. Chris Statlander then attacks her. So she throws in the knuckles, but they're a bit too far away. So Blade has to scramble to get the brass knucks. He does get them. Blade then goes to punch Orange. Orange dodges the punches and then goes for his finisher, the Orange Punch. 1, 2, 3, wins. which then at the end, Orange Cassidy grabs the brass knuckles that are out of his hands because he's been knocked out, grabs them, and then hit. I was like, oh, you're going to actually hit them? But it makes sense because all they've been doing is messing with him. So it's like, all right, we're going to end this feud because like he took his brass knuckles, orange punches Blade. Now we get to move on. This was a nice kind of like, maybe because it maybe felt like a filler feud, but like this was a good match. This was a fun match. Maybe it's because that Blade hasn't been booked as strong that like there's that. I'm not entirely sure, but like this was great. This was a top, like, awesome.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know. There was just something off about this match. Like, just I don't know. It just didn't really. Yeah, sorry. This match didn't kind of do it for me, honestly. What about you? Right, Sierra? Same for you?
Yeah. Like, it wasn't bad. It just felt like it was just there.
I feel like this match was like the weakest match of the entire night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's just how it felt to me. So let's move on to the main event. The IWGP United States title was on the line in the Texas Death Match. It was Jon Moxley versus Lance Archer. Your thoughts on this, CR? Your thoughts on this match?
What a brutal main event. This match was amazing, man. Crazy match. I loved it. And my man Lance Archer finally won a title. Finally.
In his hometown.
Good.
Yeah, there you go.
In his hometown.
This was great. Just before I start talking about this match, we did have a few other things. So Alex Marvez interviews Jericho. Pretty much next week, we're going to get the Painmaker, Chris Jericho versus Nick Gage. Hikuleo, who is I believe the leader of the Bullet Club currently, he's going to fight the winner, which is now Lance Archer. Next week, we have the major announcement, and then we're going to get Malachi Black versus Cody at Homecoming, and then we got an awesome video package for it. But for this match, this was a...
Steve says it was a good main event.
This was a great main event. This was amazing.
Yeah.
You have it starts out hard, like Lance Archer is coming out to his theme. Mox is like, I have no time for this, and he comes out, grabs a kendo stick, goes on the offense. They then brawl into the crowd, which was awesome. Lance then takes someone from the crowd and like throws him at Mox. I'm pretty sure that was an indie guy from Texas, which was great.
Oh, I know, he threw a.
That was great. That was awesome. I loved it. Because Lance Archer's whole thing is like, I'm going to take when he would show up
Steve
like a while ago.
Is it a 10 out of 10?
It's fantastic.
No, Steve.
So you have Archer takes off padding on like the mat on the outside. He takes that, rips that away. Pretty much Mox, like the Archer takes the padding off, but Mox counters it with a DDT. Then Mox puts him on the ropes. He then grabs a fork and just opens up Archer.
Oh, that was brutal. Brutal. Yeah, I really, really enjoyed this match. Honestly, I really did. It was a brutal match, and we have a new IWGP champion. Jay White is still the leader. He's just Haku's son and a member of the Bullet Club. Okay, thanks for letting us know, Shidori.
Yeah.
This match actually got me pumped for my first ever New Japan show that I'll be attending August 14th.
It's gonna be good.
I'm kind of disappointed though, because I really wanted Jon Moxley to still be champion, so that when I went, I could see him as.
I mean, like, mind you, like, this is much better. And mind you, like, what we got at the ending. So, like, again, we got so many just crazy moves. Another great spot is that, like, you could hear on the mics through the cameras, Mox screams at Lance going, "You ain't S-word, Lance," and just bites into his head. It was awesome. But another great spot is that Archer goes for a blackout on Mox, threw 2 chairs, like he was going to go do him
that
on
was
that.
brutal.
Mox then counters it, hits low blows him. While he's dealing with the low blow, Mox then reverses the chair so that way the ends are facing up, kind of like what Adam Cole took at a takeover. I can't remember which one, but Jesus Christ. I think that was Gargano or whatever, but Jesus Christ. But he turns him around, and then Archer then choke slams Moxley onto the top of the chairs. My God. And then you have move after move after move. I think Moxley goes for a DDT or something, and the ref is counting to 4. Ref is counting to 10. Archer just pops up at 4 and flips him off. Flips off Mox, and he's just like, "Come on and fight me!"
Honestly, this match, this to me deserved to be the main event. It was just amazing all around. Is this how normally New Japan matches are? Because if it was, this is my first taste.
Oh yeah, this was a New Japan match. This was, and the best part about it is that they mirrored image the first match that they did when Moxley won the belt.
I wouldn't know because.
Oh, it was great. So what happened is that the ending is, so both of them are opened up, but the ending is that, so early in the match, one of them sets up 2 tables on the outside, standing side by side. Moxley then grabs 2 planks of wood with barbed wire on them and puts them on top of the tables. And then pretty much they are, and actually the best thing about it is that Excalibur is calling out saying that this is a mirror image or not, pretty much this is a repeat of what happened in the first one. So
Shidori No says, I enjoyed night 1 of Fyter Fest better than night 2.
Night
I could see that.
Same here.
Yeah. Compared between both of them, I do feel like night 1 was a little stronger compared to night 2.
I think night 2 main event was better, but the overall show, I think night 1 was better.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Really? So, hold on. Do you disagree with me, CR, and Shidori?
I would probably say the coffin match was definitely better. There was more build to it. They've been doing this for a while. In Darby, and mind you, this is the match that Darby and Ethan Page have been wanting to do since their indie days.
See, even Steve said that night 1 was better.
I would probably they're so close, but if I had to nitpick or whatever, the night 1 is probably one of the best episodes of AEW.
But it got overshadowed by. Do you think night 1 got overshadowed by Slammiversary and Money in the Bank? Because both of those.
Those are pay-per-views, though. We're looking.
Yeah.
Those are pay-per-views. Mind you, this week, I would probably say that if we're looking at this week, no one cares about NXT because of what happened on Raw. No.
Wow.
No.
Wow, you just buried NXT.
Because WWE did. WWE did. Why should I care that you take away your top guys? You take Karrion Kross. You take away his smoke and mirrors. You take away his wife Scarlett, which is part of his act, and he shows up to fight Jeff Hardy, who's been jobbing out to everyone, including Fear on main event. Beat him in 2 minutes with a dirty pin, mind you, because Jeff Hardy's the baby face, mind you, and beat him 1, 2, 3, and just why should I care about NXT when you have your top guy pinned in not even 2 minutes by Jeff Hardy, an old dude who's been. I love Jeff Hardy. This is not a jab at Jeff Hardy because I love Jeff Hardy. I'm so glad that he got that. He came out to his No More Words theme and everything. But NXT doesn't matter.
Shidori got your back. Vince buried NXT before Brett did.
Why should I care? NXT is doing everything they can to tell great stories and do good wrestling and everything like that. But if you watch other Going in Raw and Wrestle Talk and other people,
I still laugh at that Going in Raw.
If you listen to Steven Larson, if you listen to Fightful, if you listen to Wrestle Talk, if you listen to Cultaholic, NXT.
Brett, I have to say, I really love your passion. I know how passionate you are about things, but let's get back to Fyter Fest.
I understand that. Like, all I'm saying, but the reason I'm talking about that is because if you're trying to look, you can't compare Fyter Fest Night 1. Like, I would compare Raw, NXT, AEW, and SmackDown over, because then you had 2 pay-per-views. You got, because Slammiversary was like 4+ hours.
No, it was only like 2.5.
Oh, it was 2. Yeah, it was 2.5. I'm sorry, I'm used to pay-per-views.
Money in the Bank though was like 3 hours.
Yeah, Money in the Bank was 3 hours.
And that Money in the Bank was definitely fantastic, really good. It was great. Raw was trash.
Whoa.
Raw was trash. I need to go on the record. I will say this: if I come on to the Raw review on the Rangers of Wrestling Raw review next week, I'm going to go ahead and put the record out there. Yeah, it was.
I would love to see you and the Swerve Show do a review together. You two, not without me, without CR, just the 2 of you guys. I feel like that would be epic. Wouldn't you agree, CR?
Yep. You'll love to see it.
Yeah, the Swerve Show and Britt together doing a review.
Like, here's the thing: the thing is, like, yes, I love AEW, and yes, I will say that I'm biased because I was at All In. I was there when it started, and I went to All Out, and like, I follow everything. My favorite tag team in the world is the Young Bucks. Like, so. Let me finish up this match and we can kind of talk about the show as a whole. So, at the ending of the match between Jon Moxley and Lance Archer...
Steve agrees with you, though, Brett.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you, Steve. So, the ending of the match is what we have is that pretty much Moxley sets up the 2 planks of wood on the 2 tables that are standing next to each other on the outside of the ring. Both of them are on the edge of the ring, and pretty much they're trying to, like, pretty much put each other through the tables. And pretty much what happens is that Archer uses the fork to pretty much get Moxley, and then pretty much he was able to chokeslam Moxley through both tables, through the barbed wire, which is exactly what happened, but the roles were reversed. Moxley did it to Archer. I think it was a side slam in New Japan. But they did the mirror image, but in reverse. And giving the 10 count. Like, I was honestly surprised because Lance Archer doesn't have a contract. Like, he doesn't have a deal or anything with New Japan. Moxley.
Oh, look, Shidori says the Young Bucks are your favorite tag team.
Yes, they are hands down my favorite tag team.
Mine are the Lucha Brothers.
They're just dueling Shawn Michaels, and Shawn Michaels is one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. So it's just two Shawn Michaels in a tag team, and tag team wrestling is my favorite style of wrestling. I love tag team wrestling. So you have that, and the ref is counts to 10, and I was surprised just as anyone. Like, it goes to 10. Lance Archer's your new IWGP U.S. champion. Like, holy crap. I loved it. I'm so glad that Lance Archer got this win. I honestly was like, Lance Archer has been getting title shots and been losing when it matters. And I'm like, this kind of needs to be when Lance Archer wins. And he did. And this gets over his character. And now Hikuleo from New Japan, from the Bullet Club, came out to the ring to stare down Lance Archer, which that's going to be the match at Fight for the Fallen. It's just a one-on-one normal match. Lance Archer, the Murder Hawk Monster, Lance Archer versus Hikuleo from the Bullet Club. Like, I am loving so much how involved the Bullet Club is into pretty much U.S. wrestling. You have Jay White coming out to pretty much talk to the Elite in Impact, and then FinJuice. Like, it looks like Jay White may be dealing with FinJuice in Impact, and I love that. I just, like, really, the Forbidden Door is freaking wide open. Like, we're gonna get that Bound for Glory show, and I believe October, which is New Japan, AAA, AEW.
October 23rd in Vegas, baby.
I'm gonna
try to go.
You need to. Like, if you can get tickets, go. It's, oh my God.
I think I'm gonna book my hotel and plane first and then get my tickets. I'm not in the same situation that I am now.
I would do the reverse. Get your tickets first and then you can figure out your flight.
Yeah, true.
I would do that. Get your ticket so that way you have it, and then you can go ahead and book your flight and hotel because of that.
So,
do it like that.
So overall, first, let's start with CR. Overall, what did you think of tonight's show? At a scale of 1 to 10 and 1 to 5, CR.
I'll give it a 4 out of 5, and I'll give it an 8 out of 10. Good show.
What about you, Britt?
Why?
Why it was a good show?
No, why? Why did you give it the rating you did?
I just thought it was very good. Like, I wouldn't give it higher, though. I wouldn't give it like a 9 or something. I still think 9-1 was better. But I think 8 out of 10. I think that's pretty fair.
Sports Show Dog says 7 out of 10.
Damn, 7? Okay.
Yeah, 7 out of 10.
I mean, Jesus, like this is definitely hard because like night one was fantastic.
For me, I'd have to say out of 10. Sports Show's so not gonna like this.
Oh no.
Oh, actually, no. You know what? I'll give it a high. Rose Montana high 4.
Wait, what? What is that? Mean?
A Rose Montana high 4.
I don't know what that means.
It's an inside joke between all of us.
Okay.
And out of 10, I'd give it a 7.
So let me see, because I actually want to look at the card for night one. Because I know it was you got the coffin match, you have the coffin match, you had sorry. Because this is hard, because this was just top to bottom, just awesome. So you had so last week you had the IWGP US Championship Moxley versus Carl Anderson. The FTW match, you had
Steve Callahan gives it an 8 out of 10.
Sammy Guevara. I would say this was the better show. I don't know. This is so old. It's like because like the best segment hands down out of Fyter Fest period was the Elite versus setting up the Elite versus Dark Order match last week. That was hands down the best thing on the show entirely last week, and the best thing. Yeah. Then you had the Andrade promo. This was the best thing on this show. I'm all this top to bottom. This was a great show. You had Chavo come out. You have Hikuleo. We're going to get a match between that. Nick Gage.
So Doriano says 7 out of 10, 3 out of 5. Another great night of wrestling, says Steve.
I'm going to give this a 5 out of 5. I'm going to stick my flag in the pan.
It's okay. You're allowed to, but those were just my ratings, but those are yours.
No, I get you. But the reason I say that is like I'm looking at last week, and last week was amazing. I'm not saying it wasn't. But just it seems like there was like you have the Labors of Jericho, you had the Doc out, you had the Gallows versus Kaz match, but that kind of led into Hangman, the Dark Order v the Elite, which is great. Like the women's match was awesome. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to give this a 4 out of 5. All right. I'll give it a 4 out of 5 because I believe like last week, top to bottom was definitely better, but it's so hard. This was definitely really good.
Yeah.
So yeah, this was fantastic. It was awesome. And
all right. Well, let's get ready to wrap things up. I don't know what happened to CR21. He just left out of nowhere.
Oh well, sucks. I'm sorry. But that was great.
Right.
That was great.
So you got anything to plug or promote?
Yeah, so of course you can go ahead and watch me. I am in the Brotherhood of Geeks, youtube.com/Brotherhood of Geeks. That's where I cover video games, movies, TV shows. I do reactions, I do unboxings. I definitely I'm actually going to be working on a review for Ratchet & Clank, as I said. But I'm going to do my kind of a review of Space Jam. I'm going to go ahead and watch that. and talk about Space Jam. So I'm going to be doing that. I have some other things in the works for that. So you can go subscribe to youtube.com/brotherhood of geeks. Press the like button, subscribe, share, tell everyone you know, tell everyone you don't know, all that kind of good stuff. And then you can follow me on Twitter at DualShockedBOG. That's DualShockkedBOG on Twitter. And they can also follow us on Twitch when we stream at twitch.tv/brotherhood of geeks. I'm excited for Fight for the Fallen. Good, like AEW is such a it's such a respite from like it's so nice. And I know that like NXT is good. Like NXT is great, but WWE doesn't care, and it's frustrating about it. And like,
all right. So with that being said, thank you guys all so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, make sure you check out CR21, who is my co-host. He does have a channel called Bucket Studios where he does an NBA. We covered the NBA
yesterday.
Yes, Britt was there yesterday.
Yeah, we talked about wrestling.
We talked about wrestling too. Yes, as always.
So wait, what happened yesterday? I don't know.
I'll tell you after.
Wait, did the Bucks win? Did the Bucks win?
Yeah, the Bucks win.
I know of the sports ball. I know of the sports ball. Am I doing it right?
Let me wrap up the show, Britt. Let me wrap up the show. All right, once again, please, thank you guys all so much for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Probably on Roseanne Montana's channel for the Impact Wrestling review. I will probably record and upload something myself. But as for the live review, it'll be on his channel. So please don't forget to like and subscribe, and make sure you hit that bell so you get notified whenever I go live. I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. Bye.
Yay!